Hi all, this video is an introduction to Google Colab. The target audience for this video is the final year BTech students who have already just started their project work. Even though the project work is a group effort, due to COVID-19 pandemic situation, majority of the student groups fail to meet in person and presently they are conducting the discussions and decisions using an online platform just like Google Meet or Zoom meeting, etc. And now we have just started only the design phase of the project. And we know that at the end of this phase, you will come up with a clear SRS, that is software requirement specification, and different modules, the functionalities of different modules, and how the interface from one module to another or the integration as a single system will happen. You have to give a clear-cut idea regarding all these things. In the next phase, we have to implement it. Then the real challenge begins. You have to install the required softwares, then start programming with it, evaluate the performance of the system you have developed, and we have to compare our system with existing system and so on. And another problem is that majority of the students may not have a laptop or a desktop system with required configuration to run the different applications and softwares. For example, in machine learning and all, we have to train the system before using it. It may take long hours or even days to train the system if you are using a CPU, but the same task can be completed within minutes if we can access to a GPU or TPU, that is Tensor Processing Unit. I will explain it in detail. But buying a new GPU or TPU is expensive and majority of the students cannot afford it. So here is the advantage of using cloud-based solutions. We have seen that cloud computing is a technology which provides many services like SaaS, that is software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and so on. So the only requirement is that we must have a good internet connection. We can access these resources from the internet without purchasing the hardware or required softwares. Google Colab is such a solution developed or offered by the Google, and it can be used by the researchers or the students group who are willing to or who are ready to do projects in data science, machine learning, and deep learning. Google Colab is nothing but a browser-based IDE, that is integrated development environment for Python programming, and it also supports the import of various libraries like NumPy, Keras, Pandas, etc. You can access it using a browser from any device, irrespective of the hardware specification, and you can run, develop, and save your applications and also share your applications with your friends, or you can upload it in a GitHub, or you can save the applications or code to your Google Drive, etc. So you can access the same resource from any other place in a later point of time. The only requirement is that, as we have already seen, good internet connectivity with sufficient speed. Now let's see how we can access the Google Colab and its various features. So Google Colab provides different runtime environment. I will explain these things. So in the video, we are going to discuss about different runtime environments provided by the Google Colab. Then I will show you an application example which make use of this Google Colab platform. So Google Colab is nothing but a product of Google. So main advantages of Google Colab is that it requires zero configuration. That is, there is no need for purchasing the hardware or purchasing the softwares and installing it before doing our applications. We can simply access this Google Colab from your browser. Free access to GPU. GPU is nothing but graphic processing unit. It offers faster processing as compared to CPUs. The main reason is that GPU can run many threads simultaneously, and easy sharing of applications that we have developed is possible with Google Colab. This feature is useful for you guys because one of you or a few students make the applications and others can easily see the applications made by your friends, and you can make some suggestions or editing to the code developed by your friends. So easy sharing, free access to the GPU are the main advantages. Then how we can access a Google Colab? I will show the live demo, but for beginning, I'm just simply saying in the Google, we just need to search as Google Colab. Then click on the first link that pop up, that is colab.research.google.com. Then you will get a notebook where you can write your codes and run it. This notebook is exactly similar to that of the Jupyter notebook. Those who are familiar with Python programming may know the term Jupyter notebook. It's nothing but a notepad where you can write your codes and run it. Then about the runtimes provided by the Google Colab platform. Google Colab provides three types of runtime. The first one is CPU, just like our laptops or a normal laptop of desktop system uses CPU. Then second one is GPU, that is graphic processing unit, and third one is TPU. These three runtimes, the user or the client has the option to choose between these runtime. They can either choose CPU, GPU, or TPU, depending upon the requirements of the applications. If you are using a simple model and which do not require too much time to train, then we can use the CPU. Then second one is GPU. Its performance is much improved as compared to CPU. If we have to use medium to large models with larger effective batch sizes, then we can go for GPU. Both CPU, GPU, and TPU, tensor processing unit, are given to the users at free of cost. We do not need to pay any money for using this CPU, GPU, or TPU. Then the third one is TPU or tensor processing unit. They are nothing but Google's custom developed application specific integrated circuits used to accelerate machine learning workloads. This model can be used if our applications requires many metrics computations. Then this can be used if the models may require even weeks or months to train the system. If we use the traditional CPU or GPU, which can be effectively used with TPUs, and TPUs are required in situations where larger and very large models with large effective batch sizes are used. In the demonstration, I will show you how we can change the runtime. Then this Google Colab provides the import of different types of libraries. These libraries can be effectively integrated into our project, and we can make use of the functionalities present in these libraries. First and foremost one is Pandas. Pandas is the short form of panel data. It's actually an open source Python library providing high performance data manipulation and analysis tool using its data structures. Using Pandas, we can accomplish the following task, that is to load the data. We can load a huge data sets in the form of CSV file into our programming or programming environment uses Pandas library to load CSV files which contains the data. Then you can use the functions present in this library to prepare the data. That is, in order to use the data, we have to perform some pre-processing steps. You will learn these things when we are doing projects related to data analysis. Some pre-processing techniques we have to perform. So the Pandas library provides an effective set of functions to perform this pre-processing. Then Pandas offers a rich set of functions to manipulate, model, and analyze our data. So if we are using a data science related project, or if you are going to do a project related to data science and analytics, you can make use of this Pandas library, and you have to make a detailed study about this Pandas library. Then next one is Keras. So Keras is nothing but is one of the most powerful and easy to use Python library, which is built on the top of popular machine learning libraries like TensorFlow for creating deep learning models. So if your application or project requires deep learning, then you can make use of this library, that is Keras. The main features of Keras are large community support, that is, many developers or users are currently using this Keras. So if you have any doubt or query, you can simply post them in the Keras community and you will surely get an answer. So it is easy to list. Then Keras neural networks are written in Python, which makes things simpler and easy. Keras support both convolution and recurrent neural networks. So if you are to do your applications or develop your applications using the support of deep learning framework, then you have to study about this Keras. This library also supported by the Google Colab. Then next one is NumPy. NumPy is nothing but a short form for numerical Python. So it's actually a Python library used for working with arrays. It is extensively used in domains like linear algebra, Fourier transform, and matrices. So if you are going to use some numerical computations, you can make use of this NumPy, which stands for numerical Python. Then TensorFlow, it's a is an end-to-end open source platform for machine learning from Google. It is available to the general public and researchers and student group nowadays. It has a comprehensive and flexible ecosystem of tools, libraries, and community resources that lets researchers push the state of the art in ML. So TensorFlow provides a rich set of libraries and tools. Using this, we can carry out useful and purposeful researches in the field of machine learning. These are only a few set of libraries which Google Colab support. Google Colab support many other. Depending upon their application requirement, we have to import these libraries into our applications. So this is a just introduction about Google Colab. Next, we will see how we can use this Google Colab using a real world example.